I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Peak Design Ultralight packing cubes, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Let's dive in. These packing cubes are fairly straightforward. So these are made with the Peak Design calls it their Terra shell. It's their new ultralight, 100% recycled, PFAS-free shell fabric. So essentially, you can see like there's a little bit of like a ripstop design in there, and this is like it's a pretty solid material. It's very lightweight. I mean, these are ultralight cubes, but they don't feel like they're lacking any durability. I think what's also nice is we have these reverse coil zippers here. They're not YKK. I believe that they are, they're either Zoom or they're unbranded. I can't remember. It looks like they're unbranded, but they have been pretty great for me. I haven't had any issues with them, and I did stuff these cubes out pretty intensely. This small one I would say was the one that was more difficult to close, which I'll go over in a second. But what I like about the outside of these, it kind of folds like a, almost like it looks like a wrapped gift, which is kind of fun. But we've got these little attachment points on the outside, and what that is like you can hold this and use it as a bit of leverage to get this open or shut. And then we have these side ones, which I think these are for, attaching like inside of your bag if you want to keep them from like rolling around or anything like that. But you can also use it to like hang the cube from somewhere. Like if you wanted to hang it up like this and then, or even that way, I guess you could too, and then like get to whatever's on the inside. So they don't get in the way. I don't feel like they add too much weight to the packing cube either. So in the scheme of things, I think it's pretty solid. One thing that I forgot to mention about these little side attachment points is that you can actually attach a strap to them. So Peak Design sells camera straps and straps on their site that you could just attach to like the edge of this cube, and then you can carry it as like a sling, I guess technically. So we have like, the different sizes here. I think for sure this one to me just feels like way too big to be carrying as a bag. It's like, by the time it all packs out, it gets so tall that I wouldn't really want it to be like hanging on my body, especially because then it just kind of flops forward. Plus with this center zipper, then when it's on your body, it's not exactly like the easiest to get to your gear on the inside. I would say if you were to do that, maybe one of these smaller ones would be an option. Like this tiny little guy would be kind of cute as like a bag or something if you wanted to just keep some accessories in there. Or if you want to use it for, like tech accessories or extra camera gear or something, just kind of sling it over your body, that works as well. But that's what those little side attachment points can be used for as well. We also have a Hypalon little attachment point pull here, and that has the Peak Design logo, and it's stitched on nice and easy there. So in the scheme of things, I think, the outside materials here are doing what they say they're doing, which is giving you that sort of like ultralight performance. Another thing that I really like, we have the zipper pulls go into this little welt here to give you some added weatherproofness, which is really what they were emphasizing with this. And then these pulls here are like an elastic, and so they just like pull really easily. They're kind of stretchy. Overall, very satisfying to use cubes, which sounds kind of crazy to be saying that is something that you should be paying attention to, but it's nice when your gear just works nice and smooth. And I like the colorways that they've got, so I think aesthetically they're pretty solid options. If you're finding this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. So I'm going to go through each of the cubes here. We have a small, extra small, and extra, extra small in the 3 different colors, or 3 of the different colors. With the extra, extra small here, I think that this one, it's like this one was great, and then the big one was great, and then the middle one was a little bit overkill. Like if I had one or the other, I was pretty okay. But basically what it is like with this tiny one, I have I think I have like 4 pairs of socks, and these are like kind of thicker socks. Like I've got 2 crew socks, and then I have like a workout sock, so it's a little bit thicker, and then I just have like the most basic sock you can get. And those fit in there really nicely. But if I have them all kind of side by side, that's really as much space as I can have, or as much space as there is. Like if I wanted to stack another sock on top of those 2, that's when it starts to get a little bit harder to close, especially once this thing is really, really full. Or like this here, right? Like I found myself running out of space in this cube. I did use this for, you know, a couple of days worth of stuff. I also put like undergarments in here. So you can kind of mix and match sizing with whatever works for you. But this is what it looks like when it's empty. We've got this ultralight material. Because this is white, you can kind of get a feel for how light that is. Like you can see the silhouette of my hand underneath. So when they say lightweight, they really, really do mean lightweight. This one is that extra small size. So again, XXS, XS, and then small. And with this one here, it opens and you can get a good look at the inside here. This one, this is what I use mostly for like tops. And this is where I ran out of space relatively quickly, honestly. Like I have one shirt here, another shirt here. And then if I put a third shirt in here, you know, there's space left. And then when I put a fourth one in, then I could get it to zip. But I tried to fit a fifth shirt in here and it wouldn't even close. So what I was talking about earlier with the zippers where I didn't have any problems with them, but it got a little dicey, is when I put that fifth shirt in here, when I was pulling this closed, I really felt like you can almost see like how you can see the teeth separating a little bit there, or like see the zipper track separating a little bit and you can see the teeth underneath. That was where I started to get a little bit nervous that I was going to just pop it open or that I was going to accidentally zip my shirt up and ruin it. So that was where, like, I don't think that these cubes are really designed for overstuffing. I think if you have the right amount of gear that fits nicely inside, then they're a really great size and shape for that. Similarly, there's no compression feature or anything like that. So when you put stuff in here, it just looks like it is, and then you just toss it in whatever bag you have. So if you're someone who packs in more of like a duffel bag or something like that, that's gonna be a really great option for you. So in here, kind of as an example, I've got a little skirt, I've got a pair of leggings, and then this is I do have 2 pairs of pants in here. Okay, so I have a pair of jeans and then I have a pair of like pleather pants. So the jeans here, those fold up nicely, kind of like, these are, I would say these are more on like the packable end of jeans, like they're not a very stiff material, so you can see that like I can even like roll them more if I wanted to. So like that fits there. And then these pants as well are easier to get small, but I would say these together probably can like take up as much space as like a thicker pair of jeans or a larger pair of jeans. And so, you know, you can get 1 to 2 pairs of smaller pants in there or 1 thicker pant and then a couple of like smaller options. And you can see that it really packed out that space. So that's another thing with this is when you're loading all of the gear in, I found that it was really good to create like some sort of a base, because then I'll show you here, you can see it's just a little bit awkward to get the gear inside. Then it creates like a base for you to stack everything on top of, because the opening is just one big center opening versus a lot of cubes that open all the way around. The visibility is a little bit lower. I don't think it's necessarily a deal breaker, but you do have to sort of adjust how you pack these up. So that's something to keep in mind. But I do like the size of this. I feel like I was able to get a lot of gear in there, considering. So there you have it, the Peak Design Ultralight Packing Cubes. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.